legal. But we must have a balanced budget amendment. The negative ads, they're terrible. You know, again, the truth is one thing, but it's just it's what it is. A lot of people say it's politics. You've got to be tough. You've got to go through it. But what's important are the issues. The issues to the voters are what's important. And we're trying to stick to those issues. Of the economy, it's jobs, and the economy is, that's what people want to hear. That's what you guys are concerned about. All of us, all over the district. And electing a representative on their merit. I mean, it's not a complicated decision between Roy and I. He's a career politician, a trial lawyer, a smart guy. I'm a farmer, a businessman that's not a career politician. I'm conservative. He's not. It's not complicated, but stick to the issues. That's what are important here. And you see this all over the country in every race that the Democrats are behind them. They're using the same line of attacks. You guys keep up with it. You see what's happening all over the country. Well, in New York and in all parts of the country with negative attacks. And it's terrible. But I agree.
Okay. Well, I want to try to he said one question. So, okay.
Good evening, Mr. Aaron. How are you today?
Fincher, Mr. Fincher.
Oh, Mr. Fincher, sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Anyway, yeah.
That'll cost you extra, bro.
Anyway, yeah. Good evening, Mr. Fincher. But, you said that you believe in cutting the deficit first. Do you believe that the deficit can be cut without raising taxes in any way or having any sort of share of pain as far as raising taxes, especially on entitlement programs where, let's be honest, that's the major portion of our budget deficit. The other stuff is just, chump change compared to what's in the entitlement programs. Do you believe that we can cut that deficit in a major way without raising taxes in any sort of way or at all?
Good question, bro. We can look back. Ronald Reagan was a great president. And whether you agree with his policies or not, if you look back at his track record, you look back at Kennedy's, the tax cuts of the Kennedy era, you look back in the late 20s, the tax cuts. They all spurred growth. They all caused unemployment to go down and revenue to move forward. And we could get our economy moving again. But we have got to address waste, fraud, and abuse. Too much bureaucracy, too many government agencies. The Department of Energy was created in 1973 to lessen our dependence on foreign oil. It's worked pretty good, hasn't it? The principle, the philosophy here, whether you're Democrat or Republican, I've got many Democrats who are supporting me, is Washington does not know best. Private sector, free enterprise, a system of capitalism is what made our country great. The incentive to make a profit, to earn a living. When you take away the incentive in this country to make a profit, you break the legs from this country because the system of capitalism is geared that way. Again, the small business is the engine of this economy. That's what drives it. And until we put them back in the driver's seat, and as I said earlier, put the fuel back in them with tax cuts, tax rate cuts, we're not going to move this thing forward in the way that we need to move forward, in my opinion.
Okay.
How would you have voted for the recent Wall Street reform?
The financial reform. Many consider the Dodd-Frank bill, that's the one against. Again, what we see is Washington trying to take care of the private free market. And I meet with banks all the time, local banks, and they're screaming at the regulation, the paperwork, the forms that are in this financial regulation bill. I had the guy tell me the other day, he said, Stephen, he said, if we don't do something, I'm going to sell my bank. Because again, they're in business to make a profit. They've got to